we do it? Yeah.
I've got to speak now. Maybe I need to do my homework a little bit more as well and find out what books I've actually submitted. Hey, hi guys, and welcome to the live show. It's been a while, it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm back doing what I try to do best, and that's my unboxings. I've had some stuff at CGC and it's been taking a while to try and come through, but it's starting to get some stuff through at last. So it's really, really exciting. I've got exciting show lined up today with some fantastic guests, got some new people on the show, and also we're going to be talking about some spec books as well. So without further ado, let's go and introduce our guests. Here we go. And first of all, I'm going to introduce Tim from Hobgoblins Hideaway. Hey, Tim.
Hey, buddy. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you? Do you like my new intro?
I'm awesome. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, what is going on here?
I know.
That's how I process life, mate, with those kind of drifting standards. How are you? Good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah. What have you got coming up on your show?
Do you know what? I've got another... I've been doing a few videos recently, which is kind of like a comic review, comic preview. So, you know, those have been getting quite a bit of nice feedback. So I've got another one of them coming up hopefully this week. Talking about some of the DC Hill House horror comics, some Image comics as well. So nice little pickup. Been giving away a few freebies as well.
Oh yeah, on your page.
We're getting close. Yes, we're getting close to the 500 members on the Facebook page, Hobgoblins Hideaway. Yeah. So we're really happy with that and really appreciate everybody's support.
Fantastic. Guys, get on that Facebook page. It's a really, really cool page. Like Tim says, there's loads of giveaways, and Tim's got some amazing books for sale. So please go and check it out and make sure you like his page. Good stuff. Thanks, mate. And I think we're now going to bring in Rich from Not Quite Mint. Hey, buddy.
How are you doing? Thanks very much for having us. Well, me again, Jason. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. Happy to be here, mate. Excited.
Always good to have you on, mate. Always good to have you on.
Thank you very much.
What have you got coming up on your show, dude?
Yeah, so we're in a kind of a bit of a hiatus at the moment because Tom's obviously training to be a fireman, and he's setting up obviously he's Not Quite Mint comics business, but you know he's doing really, really well with. So he's sort of got so much on the channel. We're kind of like just going to be doing sort of like more ad hoc kind of videos. So I think he's got some books at CGC that are coming back. I'll be sending some off shortly. We've got some signed books coming back soon. So there's not really a structure at the moment. We're just going to be like jumping in and out when we can. So it's all positive stuff. But
yes, yeah. And of course, there's only so many hours in the day, isn't there? You know,
exactly. Yeah.
So you know. But yeah, good stuff, mate. Oh, fantastic! And it's good to see that Tom's going to be getting his hose out for us all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tom getting his hose. He'll never be able to live down those jokes.
No. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Okay, thanks very much, buddy. I'm now going to be bringing in. Let's make it Return of the Mac. Is it? It's James Mac.
It's Mark Morrison right here, live on YouTube. Thank you for having me. What have I just witnessed? What is this intro? What was that intro? Like
I don't know. Did it come through?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Did it come through clearly, or was it like stupid?
No, it's fine. Brilliant. I loved it. Absolutely loved it, mate. And thank you for having obviously me and Mikey on the show. We've been big fan of yours since obviously lockdown, and we love you. So.
Listen, thanks very much. It's greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, Mikey can't join us tonight. He's not very well, but get well soon, buddy, and we'll catch up with you real soon. Yeah. And what have you got coming up on NJ Comix YouTube channel?
We have we've still got we've got a 500 subscriber giveaway going on where you can win a 9.8 Action Comics 473. all you got to do is find the video and like and subscribe on it. Subscribe and comment on it for being a chance to win it. And we'll ship this bad boy anywhere. So if you live in Japan, if you live in Canada, it's yours, baby. So
nice. Well, that's very generous, mate. That's very generous.
That's okay.
Paying for postage all around the world.
I know. Big mistake, probably it's going to be, but we'll see what happens. But we've got. I've had a Grail come this week, so I've got to film an unboxing for that, and the Dorkeries. I have the pleasure of being their 1,000 subscriber giveaway winner. For their
okay.
So that arrived literally 2 days ago. So I will film an unboxing with them from that. I'm looking forward to hanging out with them. So
yeah, that's a nice little win there for you, mates, isn't it?
No, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Result.
I mean, I really wanted to win your giveaway, but you said I wasn't allowed to. So
no.
You said it
was the prize.
I know.
The prize was too awesome for you.
It was, yeah. It was too awesome.
Yeah. So fantastic. Okay, good stuff, mate. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure having you on. And guess what, guys? We've got a brand new person. I'm going to break in his virginity right now. And his name is Pete. And he has a YouTube channel called Triple G Comics.
Ooh.
Hey, Pete.
Hi, everybody. Not sure what I think about you breaking into virginity.
Not for the first time.
No.
So tell us, what does Triple G stand for?
So Triple G's your ginger, Geordie, geek. And I used to be ginger before I went white.
We're all going white. We're all going grey.
Yeah.
Look, we talked about my beard the other week. It's getting whiter and whiter. It'd be like Father Christmas soon. It's crazy.
Funny you should say that. I found my first white hair in my beard.
You've got to find the beard first, mate.
I've got to grow one first, yeah.
My son watched my first video and he says, "Why are you saying ginger? It looks like you're bald." So can I just assure you that is ginger hair?
Ginger hair.
It's just the lighting. Lighting. Yeah. Brilliant.
Don't worry, Ian. We will. Don't worry, mate. We will.
Yeah. We're friendly on it.
And Pete, what have you got coming up on your channel, buddy?
Yeah, so I've got a few unboxings coming. I've got 35 books away at CGC at the moment, so that's a mix of things coming back. And then I've also, I'm doing a series of things called, I've forgotten the name of it, Show and Tell, where I'm kind of showing items in my collection. And at the moment, that's pretty much focused on 80s cartoons and things like that. So I've got a few of those coming up.
Oh, brilliant. I've actually got a Thundercats 1 somewhere, but I think it's the second print. Because it's slight, is it got a different price on it?
I think so. Yeah, I've got a show about Thundercats coming up in I think a week or two's time.
Oh, I'll look out for that, buddy. I will definitely look out for that. Oh, well, here we are, guys. We've got 18 people watching, and thank you all for at home watching. And what I was going to ask you to do, if you could very kindly subscribe to these guys who are on my channel today, and also don't forget to subscribe to me as well. And if you're watching, please hit the like button. It helps YouTube's algorithm and pushes my video out there for other people to watch it as well. That'd be greatly appreciated.
It puts more money in Jason's bank account as well.
Yeah. Did you all see the advert? I hope you all watch the advert before watching this. Don't skip the advert. Yeah, that's too late. Too late. Okay. So here we go. Now, I am going to be opening up my box, guys. My big box. And
we've just lost 10 viewers after you said that.
Well, let me explain what I got first of all. Oh my God, it's Amazing Fantasy 15. So I have had a little collection of silver foil books, and essentially they're not real comics. They are like replicas, but made purely out of 35 ounce silver or something like that. And they come in, this one is Amazing Fantasy 15. It comes in a lovely presentation box, and inside, which is pretty cool, you've got like excerpts from obviously Amazing Fantasy 15, and the silver foil would have been embedded in here, protected with this and whatnot. So that was like some nice little touch. Now these books, they regularly get 9.8s, but they have been known to get 9.9s and even 10s with CGC. So I am super, super excited for this. I could be getting my first 10. Do you know what I mean? Or I could even get my first 9.9 because I've had stuff from CGC, or 9.8 has been my highest.
So are we taking any bets on if you get a 10 or a 9.9, or
are we allowed to bet?
probably not?
Probably not. YouTube don't like betting online. Let's not bet.
Yeah. Jason, who makes them? Who makes them?
Okay. So this amazing fantasy. Now it's the New Zealand Mint. Made. I think they may have made the Superman one and Action Comics one. But I don't know. It was a mint that did it. Right. But I don't know which one it was for Amazing Fantasy. I bought it from America on a, I don't want to say Heritage Auctions. It was Heritage something. And I bought it directly from them on eBay. And as soon as I had it, I sent it off to CGC. Incidentally, I actually waited about 3.5, 4 months for them to come back to CGC because I think they have a specialist bunch of people to grade them. So it's not like a normal comic book, Okay, here we go, guys. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Here's my box. Right. Oh. Please just talk amongst yourselves while I'm opening.
They do look lovely, though, don't they, buddy? I've got one myself, and they look absolutely awesome.
Which one you got?
I got Hulk #1.
Oh, awesome!
Cool.
But they are, like Jason said, the packaging of them is pretty outstanding. They present so well.
Yeah.
And they're lovely little things.
So can you actually open them up and look inside, or is it actually just like for presentation?
No, they come out. They do come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not a comic book as such. You can't open them up as a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it presents there. Now, let me have your thoughts, guys. And
it looks lovely.
Yeah, it is. And look at the grey label. I love that.
Yeah. Mate, does that say Marvel on that?
Oh,
yeah, it does.
It says a man. Oh my god.
Oh, they messed up the labels, haven't they? They messed up the labels.
They have one job to do, man. That's ridiculous.
Right, hang on. Ready then? You ready, guys? Oh, look at that, Marvel.
It's very unique.
9. This got Amazing Fantasy 15. Yeah, Action Comics #1. Man. That's a good point. MN Comic Books. Why does it? So CGC have messed up on the labels there.
Oh, that's so poor. That is.
What's going on with CGC at the moment?
The thing is, as well, with these, Jace, didn't you say that they have like a separate category for these, aren't they? For the mints, like they basically are like go and do a different category, don't they? They do.
You've got to wonder about the person that works at CGC that doesn't know that Superman isn't Marvel.
Yeah,
I know.
That's just unforgivable.
It's basic. And here's the thing, guys. Do you reckon this is worth more now because it's like a rare Marvel variant?
CGC 1 of 1.
No, mate, it's not.
No, I know. Mega disappointing. Do you know what's going to happen now, guys? You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get my Amazing Fantasy 15, and it's going to say Action Comics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you know what?
Oh, you hope.
Do you know what? I can see Tim licking his lips.
Yeah.
No, do you know what? It genuinely pains me that CGC are screwing up so badly on so many comics. I like the fact there's a good choice. You all know me. I'm very heavy into CBCS, and I'll shout their praises from the rooftops. But I think it's good to have two rival companies that can give us choice, that can give us quality, but there's no quality control at the moment at all.
No,
It's
there isn't.
frustrating.
Oh, I'm really annoyed about that. Really annoyed.
Poor man, really poor.
It's really poor. Right. Okay. Okay, guys. Next one now. I'm too scared to look.
No.
It says
looks like they got
Marvel.
this one right.
Good thing, mate.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Got Marvel on
Oh
it.
my god.
That's
Oh,
Amazing Fantasy.
right.
It says Amazing
Mr.
Fantasy.
Gillis of Superman. It is.
So we've got a plus. It definitely says Amazing Fantasy 15, and it's got Marvel.
And it's got a Marvel label there. Look, Marvel label. Yeah.
So what are we hoping then? We're hoping for a 10.
Oh, well, at least a 9.9.
At least,
on.
yeah, at least, mate. I'm a bit disappointed, honestly. The Action Comics was a 9.8.
Yeah,
Yeah, shocking.
I know. But is it though? Is it a 9.8 or is it the label wrong?
You don't even know. You couldn't even.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to be fully resubmitted because you've got no confidence in it, have you?
Yeah.
9.8.
Oh man.
I never thought I'd be disappointed to say 9.8. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And
not
still,
when
I mean,
odds of what you can get for a 9.9 and a 10 on these things. It's a bit.
Yeah. There we are.
If
One
it's
ounce.
If it's a rigid silver thing, what are the defects on it? What can be wrong with it?
There's a plastic
there's
a plastic outer casing around the sheets of silver, and I think that classes as part of the grade. Mine that's sitting in the case, where it's being held in place, it's kind of indented the sides of it slightly.
Right.
And I think that's what then drops your grade. I don't know if it's the same as yours, buddy, but that's where it can drop the grades down.
Possibly.
Oh man. I don't think I've seen you look so angry.
Well, it's that one label. Do you know what I mean? It's why there's no need for it.
Yeah.
What are people saying in the comments? Guys, have you experienced problems like this with CGC? Let me know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Nice. That's Superman 1, is it?
Superman number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's please have at least a 9.9 on this now. At least, please.
Please.
Come on.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
there you go.
That's better.
Oh, thank God. Congrats, man.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. New
an
Zealand
incorrect
mid. There
label.
you go. Look.
That's
That's the wrong
does it-
label.
Oh, yeah. Wrong label. Look.
Are you joking?
Oh, it's
Superman 1,
actually
Action Comics 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I'd laugh, right?
I don't think
So
you
if
can
this-
laugh. The thing is, how long were they with CGC? They were with them for months, weren't they?
4 months. 3.5, 4 months.
And for you to send them back for a mechanical error, I mean, that's not mechanical error. That's
What other company or service would you accept a 2 out of 3 wrong?
that's
Yeah, I know.
You just wouldn't.
You wouldn't, would you? Now, here's the thing, guys. Is this Action Comics 1 a 9.9? Or is it the Superman 1 that's a 9.9?
Yeah. Or do they just make it up?
I mean, you don't even know, do you?
What a joke. I am fuming. This is meant to be a happy day for me. I'm meant to be happy.
The issue is they haven't even got the labels mixed up. It's literally like they've got them in the wrong books completely. They can't even use the excuse of, oh, they're all on the same pile. Some YTS kid must have put mixed up the labels or something.
I know.
They can't
I know.
say that, can they? In the last submission that I did, that we did the unboxing on our channel, not Tom's, but the last CGC one. When I actually went through and looked at them, I had 2 labels mixed up, but that was kind of like not necessarily forgivable, but like understandable that it was the same issue of the book. It was just a different artist on the label. But something like this, nobody should be making those mistakes at all. It's shocking.
No. So far, we've had 2 out of the 3 incorrect. And you know, people making comments, they're right. There's no guarantee now, right, that they go back and they come back at that grade.
No.
Also, am I going to get hit again for import duties?
No.
Yeah.
Are
What a
you
joke.
paying import on CGC at the moment?
No,
Out of interest, buddy.
no. But because they're silver foils and not
Yep.
paper comics,
Yep.
technically,
No, you're right. Like I said earlier, I got hit for import when I bought mine. When I bought mine
Yeah.
from the States, I've had to pay import tax on it. So
well, yeah, because I did. You're right, though. I when I bought it originally, I had to pay import tax from Heritage, that Heritage site off eBay. I had to pay extra then, but I thought I must have sent it off as if it was going to be a repair then, you know, rather than right. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. James is scared to send in a submission now. I know. I mean, this is happening all the time.
Yeah.
I know. Right. Okay.
Did anyone see the X-Men 94, the upside down variant? Hang on. That was doing the rounds on Facebook and Instagram.
1 second.
Well,
James,
put the book in
James,
upside down.
you preempted me, dude.
What?
Because
sorry, mate. Sorry, I didn't even know you were gonna.
No, I know. That's all right.
Jeez.
On a
We will
book
never
like
compromise.
How does it get through?
Do you know what?
How
That
does
doesn't
it physically get through?
I know-
Quality check?
I mean, I don't know if it's just the quality of the image, but that did just look like it was a book on top. But
No,
I'm
it's
just a
the
conspiracy theorist at heart.
Yeah. Right.
Shocking.
Okay, here we go. This is the last book, right? And the problem is, guys, I don't know what grade is which now.
Yeah.
Look, DC, it's 9.9.
Oh
DC.
man, not.
Oh, right.
How can they get that wrong, man? That is just. I mean, congrats on a 9.9, but as you said, like you don't know what you're going to get back to.
Well, the problem is, yeah, I don't know. Is it the Superman 1 that's a 9.9, or is it the Amazing Fantasy? Well, maybe if I look at my CGC account, will it have the actual grade on there, or are they just going from the label?
I'd definitely have a look at that, Jace. Definitely, because if they haven't tallied up, it's just they have mixed up the labels. But yeah, if they talk, if it
I love
doesn't
that.
matter.
See what it says there. Superman 1 on the cover.
Ridiculous.
Right, that's 3 out of 4 that are wrong.
That's poor, man.
I'm a bit speechless for you, mate, because they're not obviously it's not cheap to send to CGC, and they're not cheap items either. So I'm gobsmacked.
When you get an error like that, do they fund the shipping and all the rest of it, or any compensation or anything like that?
Well, all they do, mate, right? Originally, they agreed to have it back, but they asked me to pay for the postage. And I said, I'm not paying for the postage because, and then what they sent me a label. I think it was a USPS label, but it was it was called ground something only, which meant it was internal for the US.
Oh.
Now, in the end, I convinced them to send me ones for, international postage. And to be fair, because that was tell you what that was my Uncanny X-Men 23, the John Tyler Christopher variant, where they put the wrong printing number in there. The number, but that is ridiculous. And are they all going to have to be graded again? Am I going to wait another 4 months?
Yeah,
Or are they just going to change the label? What are they going to do?
It completely undermines like the whole integrity of the process, doesn't it? When they're doing that, because as you say, you can't like with all confidence be like, right, that book's gone from that place and got that label. They obviously all go off, and then they have a separate process where they put the labels in. But who's checking the quality control? It doesn't add up to me. It's shocking.
Jason, all I can say is so far, losing my virginity has been a massive disappointment.
It's okay, mate. You won't feel a thing. Oh, honestly,
Looks like
honestly.
Chris's CGC have lost a customer. And Chris here.
Yeah, I know.
It's totally unacceptable, mate. And it's like you say,
I know.
no other business would be doing that and get away with it.
Mate, 3 out of 4, 3/4 of my consignment, and I think the 4th one's just a fluke. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
I've never had so many people submitting to CBCS with me. You know, I've just done a submission yesterday, and I've got so many people that are coming across from CGC. They're all frightened of how their books are going to get treated or what's going to happen in the process. And like I said, I'm quite impartial to the two, and I try and judge them fairly. But so many people are moving away from them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something not right at CGC at the moment as well. This is, I mean, obviously they had those for 4 months, but I know Tom submitted books obviously quite recently, and I've had to resubmit those ones where I noticed the labels were mixed up. Normally they get submitted and entered onto the system within like about a week, but it's been nearly 2 weeks and the books still haven't showed on either of our accounts yet, and we sent them off within a couple of days. So I think they're going to be inundated with books, or there's something weird going on anyway with CGC.
Yeah,
definitely something weird going on. I'm wondering, because I submitted this directly to the US, am I able to go through CGC UK to send them back, or is it because I've gone through the US, it has to be done through the US?
I would presume you can go through the UK. It's not as if it's not a separate company, is it?
No,
it's just
a
division of them. So I would presume they can help.
Yeah,
it might be ideal to go through them. Like I say, I'm super disappointed with that, because I don't know what grade is what now. I'm so confused. I should be dancing up and down. I got 9.9. I thought this was going to be a happy video.
Yeah,
I'm not happy.
No,
What a joke! What a joke! CGC, right? You've got a lot to answer for, because this isn't the only time this has happened. This is happening to a lot of people. A lot of people. James, we were talking yesterday, and we were just talking. You got out one of your slabs, and you happened to notice there was a bit of plastic in the back of yours.
Yeah, broken bit of plastic, and I'd already sent back 2 of the books from that submission because of the broken plastic, and I just didn't spot it on this one. And I'm so annoyed that I've got to send it back now again.
There seems to have been a lot of videos with like a little tiny bit of floating plastic on the back. It seems quite common.
Yeah.
Well, where's it breaking off from? You know, I've had it, but I've never managed to
let me make
where
you
that
big.
plastic's breaking from.
Just got to find it now. Hold on. It's because it's see-through. It's like really difficult. Hold on, I can see it on here somewhere. It's right there.
I
You
don't
see
think
it?
I can see it.
Oh yeah,
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. No one seems to know where this bit of plastic comes from.
Yeah.
You know, and I did a video on this before, right? And I had so many haters who were pro CGC people saying, "Oh, it's you know, it's the facilitator's fault or whatever." And yes, I went through Sad Lemon, but listen, in this case, the error was clearly with CGC because there was a bit of plastic floating around on the inside.
Yeah.
But no other breakage on this one book. It was just literally floating around, and no one seems to know where these pieces are coming from. Only CGC know.
That they definitely need to invest a lot more in the quality of staff for the quality control, because it's so poor. It's ridiculous.
But doesn't it come back to, like, you know, the Newton rings problem, and how many years people have been complaining about this on books, and it was it was just dismissed. You know, if you speak to a lot of people, the pro CGC users, it's just the norm. It's just, you know, it doesn't devalue your books, it doesn't damage them. But why are people accepting that? That's you know, you shouldn't accept a poor quality presentation or poor quality service.
Yeah.
But we just do. And that's the problem. CGC don't seem to care with all these little issues that keep cropping up.
Do you think they've just become totally complacent? They just don't care anymore. They get enough business, so it's not a big issue.
I think there's a lot of staff that work there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of staff that work there that don't care about comics.
Yeah, I think it's a volume issue more. I don't think it. I think every time I've had an issue with them, and I've spoke to like obviously the office in London, obviously because I submit all my books through the London office, they've always been really pleasant and willing to. You know, it's never cost me to send books back or get something sorted out. So I can't fault them from that angle, but they've definitely got I think they've got an issue around volume and coping with things. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll readily accept that isn't acceptable for obviously JP to have all these books come back with the wrong labels on there. They'll readily do that, but the step that comes before that is that I think they've just got they're so inundated. They haven't got trained staff. They've probably had to take on a lot of people who are inexperienced, and it's just a catalogue of like volume errors that are sort of all coming together, especially over this last 12 months.
I think it's like
put the brakes on though. Sorry. You know, as a company, they should I've worked for some huge UK companies. Put the brakes on. If things are going that badly wrong, you know, you've got to stop first. And then look at all the problems, and then solve those problems before you try and move forward. Yeah, exactly. It's such a big company for me. The fact that it's happening so often is a blatant disregard for service.
Yeah,
and that's always been where that's where I based all my working career. Service just falls so far short on this one.
And I think you hit it on the nail on the head, Tim. Where they just don't care. They're getting that much money coming in. They're probably over the last year they've received record amounts of submissions, because obviously people have got money that they would spend on holidays or whatever. It's all going into collectibles, and CGC are the only people really benefiting from it. So it's just it's poor, and it's
I think you can see. You mentioned obviously that, like James, you're totally right, because the same exact issues have sort of come about with in like the trading card side of things, like so with PSA, for example, like these little middlemen companies in the UK, they're being absolutely overrun at the moment because there's too many people, like say, plowing money into their collectible hobbies that they can do in their armchair rather than on holidays or at the pub or other social stuff. And so all of this is just exploding. That's why I say these companies, they haven't been prepared for that volume, so they've tried to cope quickly and they're failing left, right and centre. PSA, who do the cards, they're having massive backlog issues. I mean, it could get worse for CGC, because if they go the same way as PSA, they double their submission costs for their grading for trading cards on the 1st of March. You could see CGC going the same way. They're not, how do they cope? It's like what Tim said, put a block and stop. They could do that, but more than likely they're going to be like, no, we'll try and make more money from people, so we'll put the prices up, and then less people will send lower end books in, but at the same time you're probably going to they're still going to make just as much money, but maybe with fewer books going through the process. But either way, they don't care, so it's going to be interesting to see if they do anything to cope with these.
I think if you're a huge collector of CGC books and you've got 20-30 books to send in, and CGC turn around and say, look, sorry, we've stopped. We're not accepting any mailings whatsoever for 2 months while we fix our known problems. As a collector, you would be over the moon with that. Yeah, you'd be a little bit miffed that you've got comics sitting there, but you'd be over the moon that they're showing that they want to fix the problem. Yeah. And so you would stay and you'd have patience, you'd give them your loyalty, and then 2 months' time, let it all start again. But with the problem fixed. Basic business.
it's a money thing, isn't it? They're always going to keep pushing the boundaries, I think, and just get as much money in as they can. That's and they'll it's like a superstore, isn't it? Who have millions of pounds worth of stock, and they always account for a certain amount of breakages and shit like that. So they'll if 2% of customers are unhappy with CGC, they're probably going to just roll over with it, which is pathetic, but. Just,
Shall we see, guys, if this tallies up now? Can you read that on there now? I don't think I don't know.
Yeah.
So you got Superman 1, right? Right, it's got Superman 1 there, 9.9, right? And this is Superman 1, 9.9, but it's Amazing Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got what? Amazing Fantasy 15, 9.9.
Yeah.
Right. You got Amazing Fantasy. Right. Look at this.
It's not right, that isn't it?
Did you have 2 Amazing Fantasy 15s?
Yeah. Right. I got Amazing Fantasy 15, 9.8, but it's Action Comics 1.
Yeah.
So the label correlates.
Labels
with
are correct for the grades.
For the grades, by the looks of it. Then you've got Superman 1, 9.9, but it's got Action Comics 1.
Yeah.
Because that's a 9.8 on the ticket.
See, Action Comics is 9.8. Yeah. So
it's all over the shop.
So is it Superman 1 that's the 9? Superman 1 is meant to be 9.9.
Mate, how can you even you can't even confirm whether or not they're the correct grades, really, could you? From the labels and what they've got on there. Because if that's what the data entry is on there, and that's what it doesn't match up anyway, mate. It doesn't match up anyway because you got. But this is the only one that seems to be right, which is a 9.8 Amazing Fantasy 15. All right, and it does say there Amazing Fantasy 15 9.8. Right, so that's the one they got right. Okay, somehow they got 3 wrong. So you got Action Comics 1 there, 9.9. Well, Action Comics 1 point there is 9.8.
Yeah.
But Superman is 9.9. So it looks like the book that correlates with the grade, but not the label.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
But what is wrong? Right. So you got Amazing Fantasy 15, right? Which is 9.9 on here. You got 9.9 there. Up there. But of course the label says Superman 1.
But Superman
1 was a 9.9.
Yeah.
I'm completely confused.
Yeah,
they're all over the shop.
They need to start again.
They've got to regrade all them.
I don't know what's going on, guys. And I'll be honest with you, sorry, I forgot we were live. So listen, guys, thank you so much for watching and witnessing my pain. But this is getting ridiculous, quite frankly. Really frustrating.
It makes you almost not want to submit to them, doesn't it? To be fair.
It does, yeah.
Well, it does. I mean, I think you've got 2 issues here, right? It's the cost of sending them off, getting it done. But it's also your collectibles and this way they're being treated. They should be doing that.
I think there's also a disregard for the facilitators. You know, you imagine being a CGC facilitator at the moment and all these problems going on, and you're the first to call. So you're going to get it in the neck from a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, wondering why there's so many problems, and that's not good for the facilitators either. It's just a complete mess.
Yeah.
If only there was a well-known CBCS facilitator that we could all turn to.
Oh, you got to
Okay, guys, I need to move on because I'm just going to get more upset about it.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do now, we'll have a little bit of a chat. Get rid of him. We'll have a little bit of a chat about our spec books. All right, these are the books that we think I've still got room to grow. Or perhaps books that are maybe just going under the radar a little bit, maybe something you need to look out for. So let's have a look at the first one. And I am going to be bringing up Pete's book, okay? And it's this baby here. Pete, would you like to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So DC Comic presents 47, first appearance of He-Man and Skeletor. I think it's a cracking book. It's got a fantastic cover. Hard to get in a high grade because of the yellow cover. There's only 248 at a 9.8 on the census there. Loads of spec on this. I mean, He-Man's one of those 80s cartoon characters that there's a lot of nostalgia for, so I think he's always going to be a popular character. There's just been a She-Ra cartoon on Netflix, which was being very well received. And of course, Kevin Smith is the showrunner for a new Masters of the Universe cartoon on Netflix, which is coming out later this year. And it's got some incredible voice talent on it. I think there's Sarah Michelle Gellar, Mark Hamill's playing Skeletor. So I think that's going to be huge. And I don't know. I just feel like it's due a revival. It's due a live action movie. Maybe it's not without the shorts. I think a decent costume or whatever. But I think it could be huge. And I think if you look at the movies at the moment, we'll go through phases, and we've kind of, I think, not had many Conan the Barbarian type movies for a while, that kind of a film. So I think He-Man could be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as we don't have Dolph Lundgren, like saying his little tiny pants.
Skeletor was good in that film. Dolph Lundgren was awful, but Skeletor was pretty a bit cat, but pretty good.
Yeah. Who's the actor that played Skeletor again?
Oh, I can't remember.
It wasn't Ricardo Montalban, was it? No.
No, was it like a really famous actor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know who he was. Oh my God. He played Dracula, Frank Langella.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure it's Frank Langella or Langella. Yeah. Guys, help us out in the chat.
I'm sure I saw a documentary about it, and he only did it, I think, for his kids or his grandkids or something, because he wanted to be in a film that they would be able to go watch. Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So okay, do we know what the values are on this book at the moment? What it's going for?
There's a 9.4 on eBay for, I think it's about 350 quid. But I've got a CGC 7.5. I can't remember what I paid for that. But the English version, first appearance, I paid about 80 quid for that last year. So yeah, I think it's on the rise.
Yeah, definitely. And this, like I say, whenever there's any sort of speculation or rumor of stuff going on, then it does sort of make books spike, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So okay, let's have a look at the next book then. Let's see, who are we going to choose this time? I'm going to pick one out here, and we're going to talk about Giant Size X-Men #1. Rich, this was yours, I believe.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd bring this one into it. Basically, this is one of Tom's absolute all-time mega grails, if that makes sense. So, for good old Tom, he's been chasing this book for quite a while, and it keeps on just stepping out and out of his reach. And it's not hard to see why. With all of the upcoming, obviously, X-Men movies and things like that. So obviously it's got a lot going for it. It's the first appearance of the new X-Men that's obviously really familiar for a lot of people. It's the first appearance of Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, which is a big one for Tom because I think that's his favourite X-Men. And then Thunderbird as well. And also, obviously, we've got the third appearance of Wolverine on there. So, again, it's one of those, it's just got like absolute, one character after the next. Like there's a hell of a lot going for it. Introduction of Krakoa, and then I think there's a sort of almost like a cameo type of thing with Ilyana Rasputin, obviously, who becomes magic. So it's got so much going for it. It's bonkers. The problem is that it's a bloody expensive book now, much to obviously Tom's disgust. So I'm talking about it because I just think it's going to go. I genuinely think it's going to go further because we've not had casting rumors. We know an X-Men film's going to happen, but we've got no casting, we've got no trailer, none of that like hype that's going to bring a lot of people into the market. And I still think it's got a lot of room to grow. One of the big things as well that I think will affect this is, again, because my other kind of collecting interest is in like sports cards and trading cards, is that we're seeing a lot of investors coming into the market now. A lot of these investors, they are not necessarily well attuned to the whole, like what we would be with, sort of lesser known keys for major characters and stuff like that. So they're going for all the headline grabbers, say your AF-15s and, all of these big first appearance books. And because they're coming across, I think because we're likely to keep pushing up this whole X-Men movie MCU appearance that's going on, I just think this is going to go absolutely like stratospheric over the next like couple of years.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, it's a lot of people's grail, isn't it?
Yeah.
And funny enough, I was on Kevin's show, Superpower Review, earlier on, and they were talking about Giant Size X-Men, and he was saying now that the Giant Size X-Men 1.8 is going for the same price that a 4.0 was going just only like 8 months ago. Yeah. And it is constantly climbing, this book. And I think it still does have room to grow. It's, going to be, like I say, it's got a lot of first team appearances, loads of second appearances. Fantastic looking book as well. Classic book. And like I say, people used to, I think someone mentioned in the chats that it was considered to be the poor man's X-Men number one, wasn't it? And then, or like a poor man's Hulk 181. And people are now saying the X-Men 94 is the poor man's giant size X-Men one. X-Men 94 is going through the roof now. So I think what's happening with these books is that they're becoming unattainable, aren't they? A lot of them. Totally. So people are then reaching out to the next best comic that they can get. And is it going to go the way of like ASM 1 and your Amazing Fantasy 15s, where even a 0.5 you're talking £7,000-8,000 just to get, who knows what's going on with the market?
It's mad.
It is mad. Okay, guys, I'm going to bring up another one now. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this a lot. It's just that I've got my tripod right in front of me, in front of my screen. I need to be better prepared. I really do. Okay, let's share this one and let's have a look. By the way, if you see some funny comments from me, from Jason Parker Comics, it might not necessarily be me that's moderating the comments, all right? Just so you're aware. Might be someone else. Right now, I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. I've lost the plot. Right, share screen, Chrome tab. Right, have we done... let's do this one. Now, James, this one's yours. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it this cover here?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, okay. I've got it here if you want me to show it off instead.
I tell you what, no. 1 second, let me call you. Oh, it's just me on here at the moment. Hang on a second.
We're all gone.
Hang on, all right. Here you go. Let's get you up, and I can bring you with your little book by there. There you go. It's two of them.
So, my spec book is Captain America 6. So this is not the Rob Liefeld Captain America 6, where he's got the massive chest. It's this one that's done by Steve Epting. And So basically, it's the first full appearance of the Winter Soldier. Next week, we will have Falcon and the Winter Soldier series start on Disney Plus. And as we know, with WandaVision, we had various books like Avengers 57 and X-Men 4, which was the first appearances of obviously the Quicksilver and Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, and also the first appearance of Vision. They spiked up massively during the series, and I anticipate that, no doubt, that the first appearance of the Winter Soldier will do as well. It's already started creeping up this week. 9.8 to go between the region of $350 to $400 of that book. This version is the variant edition, so it's like the more sought after in comparison to the regular cover, which has like Captain America with a bunch of like Nazi flags, etc. But I think it's going to definitely go up during the series, because I think we mentioned last week on our channel that, Kev asked the question, do we think that the speculation in WandaVision kind of like has ruined the market a bit? And I don't think it's ruined the market, but I think it got people excited. Especially me. I got a bit excited with Silver Surfer 4. Thought I was going to be
Silver Surfer 3.
Silver Surfer 3, yeah.
3.
No,
Yeah.
Silver Surfer 4 is my next on my hit list. So, So I think that we will see books. Anyone that appears in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think the books are going to start to spike, especially because, for me, Vision, before WandaVision, I didn't really like Vision in the films. He was a very overpowered character. He was really weak in the films, and I think as the series went on for WandaVision, I actually grew to like him very much. And I think the building blocks for the MCU, and we're getting more backstory and arcs to these characters. More people are going to fall in love with them, and I think I don't know what's going to happen with the Winter Soldier, obviously, in the series, but I think, if there's anything, if it shows any of like his stuff that when he was in Wakanda, when they refer to him as like the White Wolf and stuff, a bit of backstory to him there. I think if he has like flashbacks to that and stuff to do with obviously Steve Rogers, I think people are going to like him even more, because he's especially among the female fans, he is quite stand after, isn't he? So,
yeah.
Hence his name, Sebastian Stan. So, yeah.
Luke Skywalker as well, isn't he?
Oh, Matt, he would have been a perfect.
They're all saying that.
They should have done him for Mandalorian.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, because that CGI. I reckon Jason with his intro could do a better Luke Skywalker. Don't you, Jace?
No.
Yeah, that's my spec book.
Okay.
The reason why I'm spec on it, because I've got a 9.6 and I'd love to see this bad boy go up.
Yeah. There's also a newsstand edition of the cover A, which is going, I think, for at the moment at 9.8, around about $600.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's from 2005. This series is, so it's not like it's 16 years old.
No, I know. Yeah.
So
all the spec on these shows and films though is crazy. I couldn't shift, those Captain America series books a few years ago. You couldn't move them for a decent price, and then all the films, the TV shows are kicking in, and all of a sudden these books are jumping up. It'd be interesting to see how long they're going to stay where they are. I think a lot of them are going to start dropping down very quickly. But the books are going, all books are shooting up, as we all talked about. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with these show books after the shows have ended. In a year's time, see if they've come down to quite a low level, like West Coast Avengers.
That can't surely last long, because that is basically just a costume change, effectively, isn't it?
I've been giving them away. when I used to do blind bags and little bundles for a tenner, I'd always have West Coast Avengers in there. I wouldn't care which issue was in there; they'd all be given away.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this comic's gone from 25p comic to, it has its little jump up, and it's great that it has a jump up, but I just don't see a lot of them lasting very long.
No.
I think the thing is, what you got to remember is that there's a lot of new fans, isn't there, from what Marvel are doing with the MCU and with these TV series. So it's making these books, like, as Jason said, become unattainable to, even like, the hardcore comic collectors, let alone people just starting off. And it's like you said, Rich has said that, investors are now coming into the mix because it's another way of keeping your money, keeping your money like not safe, but I don't know what the word is, but it's just it's getting harder and harder for people out there. And I really feel sorry for people who are new into collecting, and they have to pour thousands of pounds into it to be able to enjoy it, to get a first appearance.
Oh, if they just want to read the book, then there are usually facsimiles, isn't there, or replicas, and you can read it digitally, a lot of it as well.
Yeah,
but
it's all about
people who want to get into it is the excitement of it, isn't it? It is a lot like that. Oh, thank you very much, James. That's very insightful. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay, now let's go on to Tim's choice, which is Hawkman 4, if I remember rightly. Is that right?
It is indeed. Yeah, Hawkman 4. First appearance of Zatanna.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, there you go.
It's been a book that's kind of based on rumors for quite a few years now. I think for the last 3 years, there's been rumors of Zatanna making an appearance in a film or in a TV show. Obviously we know that Justice League Dark is moving forward, J.J. Abrams, and there's rumors that she'll appear in that. There's rumors that she'll appear in the kind of spin-off Constantine, and then these rumors are growing and growing, and they've kind of come out recently and said that they do think something's going to go ahead. They're going to move into production for a Zatanna standalone movie, which is great.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, you told me about this book last week. And only a couple of days ago, there was an AT&T Investors Day, and they released a graphic of projects they're currently working on. And Zatanna has gotten the least media attention, but looks like it's going to be a reality. So Hawkman 4 is now on the Key Collectors app as a hot spec book.
Oh, good pick.
They've processed all the logos, haven't they? So you can kind of see what they're working towards now. So it was good to see that the logo's now on there, and there's some kind of backup to the rumors now.
Yeah. So sorry, AT&T, is that Warner Brothers? Is it? It's like the parent company, is it all?
I'm not. I'm guessing that
it's like Time and Warner, isn't it, or something? I think it is.
Yeah, they're the parent company that own DC. Yeah.
But it's been a book that's steadily been moving forward as well. I picked up one.
Oh. It just so happens.
Hold on, no, he was going to put it down there. It's like he's got another copy. Oh no! Oh
God, he has as well.
You buy one free.
Yeah. So I picked it up. They were about $2.50 each. About a year ago, I picked them up raw. Both graded at 5.0, and now they're heading towards the highest 5.0 in 2018 was about $425. The highest 5.0s from 2019 to 21 were up to about $675. So it's already been creeping forward nicely in the last couple of years. The second that film gets its kind of concrete, we are heading forward, this is the actress that's going to play her, this is when we can expect release. I see this book jumping up massively again.
Yeah.
And I'll be really happy.
Of course you will.
But there's still a few copies to pick up. There's, they've jumped up a little bit, the raw copies, but they can still be picked up relatively cheap compared to what they can sell for if they're graded. So it's a book to definitely look out for if you've got a few quid spare. I think it's only going to move forward, and it helps the fact it's a vintage comic. I think that's going to help a lot of these spec books more so than the modern spec books, because it's still a really nice collectible comic.
Yeah. Do we know much about Zatanna then? What the character?
She's like a magician, isn't she?
Yeah, I think originally her father's character was in, I think it was Action Comics 1. But he never lived up to the kind of hype, or she surpassed him in the hype since she kind of came into the comic book. So there's so much they can do with her in regards to the kind of magic and the special effects of CGI that we've all got now in all these films and shows. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with her.
Isn't it something about whatever she says backwards? That's how she uses her spells or something.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
The
comic knowledge there coming in?
Incantates them backwards, and that's how she does her magic. But it'd be interesting to see what they do with her.
Yeah. Is she like an anti-hero, or is she more full-on, heroine? Or
do you know what? It's funny because I am not a DC fan in any way. Yeah. I picked this up purely as a spec book. I don't think she's an anti-hero. I think she was, pretty much nailed on in the good side, so to speak.
Yeah.
But obviously, some of the guys that are watching might know a bit more than me about her.
What was the DC miniseries a while ago, which was appalling, where they wiped Batman's memory? Because that was Zatanna there that wiped his memory and things. Was that Identity Crisis or something, or Identity?
Oh, that rings a bell.
Oh yeah. Is that the one? Is that the one where he's up against the wall and he's going, yeah.
I'm sure that it's an appalling story, because isn't it something about Dr. Light raping someone, and then Batman, I think they wipe his memory, and then Batman objects, so they wipe Batman's memory as well.
God.
Sounds pretty dark, man.
Yeah.
Too dark for me.
Too dark. Yeah.
Like
Why is DC so dark, man?
I know. Okay, well, thanks very much, Tim. That's greatly appreciated. That's like I say, a book that is really going to take off. I think it's always been bubbling away, like you say. But okay, I think it's just. Is it just me now? Is it just?
Yeah.
My
I got to say,
now?
while Tim was talking, I was looking on eBay and I couldn't find a copy in the UK. So,
yeah. You do realise we're live, don't you? You're browsing eBay while we're live. I can't believe this. Oh, my goodness me. Right, okay. Here we go. Now, this is my spec book. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is the first team appearance of Dracula, Frankenstein, and Manphibian. Don't know much about Manphibian. I think they're like an alien. I think they came in from somewhere. An alien that found its way to Earth whilst pursuing the murder of its mate. I think that this book now. There's obviously the other Legion of Monsters, which other people are more familiar with, which is the Marvel Premiere 28. But that is the team up with Morbius and is it Werewolf by Night and Ghost Rider? Is it, or I can't remember? Yeah, I love this cover, and of course it's more like a magazine cover. This one, and whilst it's like I say, it's a lovely looking book. I think they're quite hard to get in high grades. I've sent mine off to CGC. I've got 2 copies of this. One's a lower grade, and they've just gone off to CGC. So it'll come back as an Action Comics 1 probably. But it'll be interesting to see what it comes back with. But I'm like Pete. I'm a massive fan of horror, and I can see somewhere down the line there being a whole Marvel Monsters universe coming in at somewhere along the line, and I would love to see that. I really would. I think there's room in the market for that.
I've got that.
I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I've got that book, Jason. I think it's billed as the first appearance of Manphibian as well.
Yeah,
lovely book.
Yeah, Yeah,
I love
that's
those
right.
covers from that magazine. They're stunning. Some of them.
Yeah, Vampire Tales as well. All those sort of brilliant. And you've got some great stories in there as well, and including like the first. I think one of them is the first solo story of Blade.
Yeah.
So there's some really sort of key books there as well to look out for. So, like I say, they're the bigger books. They're more like magazine size, but take a look at them and just have a look, because I think there's definitely room in the market for within the Marvel universe for the whole monsters to sort of team up.
Yeah.
Anyone see the film years ago, Monster Squad, 1984?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's
Yeah,
you
great.
can watch that on Amazon Prime at the moment.
Yeah, watch it, guys. It's brilliant. It's great fun.
Do
So
we think, though,
that's my book.
Do we think though with how WandaVision ended, with her having possession of the Darkhold, that's going to open up all the supernatural elements for the MCU? So I think that's one way you can do it.
Yes. Again, I think there's a lot of speculation around that. But again, we've been caught out before around speculation, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think half the time, us fans should be the people doing the writing of the stories, because I think we're far more creative.
Yeah. But you know what they say, don't you, Jace? He who speculates masturbates.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
I was surprised no one was going to bring up this. I thought we were bringing up this bad boy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got it on my back catalogue here. One that perhaps we can talk about, which has cooled right down, is this one. Can you all see it?
Oh yeah.
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 Now, Eternals has been speculated upon for quite a long time now, but number one has cooled right down. I think you can pick up like a 9.6 or a really high grade for under $200 now, whereas before it was at absolutely crazy prices. Now, there's obviously the Eternals and Nova. Now, there is going to be an Eternals movie, isn't it? But it's a couple of years away still, isn't it?
Isn't it at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it's
I
close
don't
to
know.
getting the finished recording on that.
It was supposed to come out
Are they?
last year. Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's cooled right down. And I went on the Key Collector app, and it was one of these books that is, along with Eternals 1 and Eternals 5 is a big one as well, because a lot of first appearances on there. And I guess now is the time to if it's cooled down, is to sort of look at this book and consider buying it again. Same with Nova, I think, really.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I think Nova's definitely got more legs on it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more they can do. I think a lot of people. I'm not excited for the Eternals movie at all.
No.
I couldn't be bothered about the Eternals movie.
I'm
In all
excited.
honesty,
I'm just pulling out every book that we can mention.
Expecting.
What James is doing here, right? He's just mentioning books that he's got, so that his books will go up in value.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Effect.
I'm looking forward to the Eternals because we've got Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, haven't we? Who's going to be playing the Black Knight, and I don't know if anybody knows much about the Black Knight. It's almost going to be like a parody of himself playing Jon Snow, who's mad because the Black Knight character, basically the ebony sword that he possesses and wields, is supposed to be for actual use of like dark and destructive nature. So it actually sends him mad using it. And like you quite in the comics and stuff, he actually like narrates his own story while like fighting bad guys. So it'd be quite interesting to see what happens with that, I think.
It's just not a key man interested in it all, really. It just feels it's meh.
Yeah, I mean the Eternals, in terms of the Black Knight, he's not actually, you know, an eternal character. He just falls in love with one of the characters, which is what's her name? Cersei, is it?
Paris or something, or Cersei. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the Black Knight from the Avengers comics.
Here it's here.
Doesn't the sword turn his body into a living sword as well, or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know, but interestingly enough, I picked up the Black Knight King of Black King in Black comic, and it kind of feels like Null wants the ebony sword that he possesses. So he's on his way now to go and fight Null. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next issue. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to Rated Raw. He was one of my competition winners when I did my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and he's received the comics I sent him. So that's great news. So there we are. Good to see you, buddy. Good for you to join. Yeah. So, guys, I think that's it. We've been going for an hour and 11 minutes. I think that's enough for any poor soul out there. I'm going to go and have a little cry, I think, in the corner. I'm going to curl up into a little ball and just think, what on earth is going on with my CGC haul? And like I say, guys at home, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my guests' channels. All their channels are in the description, in the link in the description, rather. And guys, my guests, thank you so much for joining me and giving me so much input. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope we haven't frightened you off, Pete.
No, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're welcome,
whenever
mate.
Jason does a live unboxing, there's always some sort of controversy or something.
It's always drama, isn't it? Drama.
It's always drama,
yeah. James was asking, did he get the Punchline 9.9? No, I think he got one of the comics right, that we were bringing up all these different comics. Glenn, I think, won the 2K. Was it the 9.9 slab on that? Great show, guys. Yes, it was a pretty good show, but sad for me. Hey ho. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And I suppose all it is now is time to say goodbye. Now, last time I said goodbye, I just cut everyone off, didn't I? Do you remember? Yeah. Sorry about that. I won't do that again. Just like to say bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Take care, buddy.
Night.